Hmm. There it is. Ah, now we're talking. I figured it out. I figured it out. I am. There we go. And now I'm unmuted on Instagram, and we are streaming on both. We are streaming on both. There we go. And now I'm unmuted. We are now streaming on both. Hello, everybody. So, this is unique. Crack a cold one to celebrate. Maybe if I'm lucky, Mrs. Squatch will bring me something. All right. Well, this makes me feel a little bit better about myself. Whoo! Shoot. I never done this IG stuff before. So this is this is all brandy new. I don't even know I don't even know how to find myself on Instagram right now. Yes, the host means the guild. Like, I think I should be live there, but I wouldn't know how to check because when I go to Instagram, I can't see myself live, which is a really weird thing happening. But, anyways. Yes. 8 a.m. They start serving at 8 a.m. All right. This is very, very good. So, hopefully, some of y'all will rewatch this. But the greater idea is going to be that we end up possibly, maybe, broadcasting excellent. Oh, this is great. I think I should celebrate. Maybe Stephanie will bring me a nice cold beverage and celebrate with me. I got the technology to work. Woohoo! I'd be curious to see how it looks too. So I know Mrs. Squatch is watching. I can see she was watching. She may not be anymore. Anyways, so we have been wanting to try to bring everybody like a first-person view of like Disney stuff, right? Because, and even when we go and do other things. So it's been a while since we streamed, and we'll get to the new first-person idea coming up here in just a little bit, like I'm talking about. But to get everybody caught up, so I hope everybody's been well. We have been terribly busy since since like when we went to Disney, just even before that, like starting the month of August. So the race team went out, did a couple of 5Ks. We all technically finished them. They were a struggle bus because the summer was terrible. And then since then, I have not had the physical ability, nor really the headspace to train properly. I haven't probably ran since the beginning of July. So as you all know, we got the marathon weekend coming up in January. Yes, I am still going. Mrs. Squatch is going. The co-host, the co-producer, we are all going. Hey, Lindsay Lily, what's happening? Hello. Back to guild content. Oh, thank you all for coming on over to the IG. That's awesome. So busy is an understatement. That's right. So, but the ladies have been really putting in a tremendous amount of effort. All three of them right now can run the half, and they can do it well under the 3 hour and 30 minute time that Disney says you got to do it in. I have really turned my focus, knowing that there's no way I'm going to finish, but my own expectation is to run like half of it, because that will put me at the castle, and I'd really like a picture in front of the castle. I think that, if I had a little more bandwidth and a little more time to train, it probably would have been possible, but it just didn't happen. So my goal is to run half of the half. So it'll be about 6 or 7 miles. I think we can do it. It's going to be an early call. I thought I was going to try to broadcast it over here on YouTube. And for those of you on Instagram, I do have a YouTube channel. We are live on YouTube right now and Instagram at the same time. And I started looking at different things, because it would be really tiring trying to hold that gimbal, although I've seen people do it, and run that, just run. That's very tiring. So I said, boy, if I could wear something. And so then I thought about a GoPro. And then I said, maybe I'll try. I tried some Apple Vision Pros the other night. My uncle's got a set, so I tried his. And they were super comfortable, but they'd be really awkward to kind of run in because it's so bulky. And doing a little research, Disney's not really big on the whole Vision Pro thing. But then I found like the Meta glasses. So Meta, as you know, owns Facebook, and Facebook is now Instagram. So you can slide those bad Larrys on, and you can live stream. Now the live stream only goes on Instagram. So my thought is that if I could get Instagram, figure out Instagram live stuff, I could get a pair of those glasses and maybe try Instagram live. And then I said, well, if I can get my Streamlabs going, and then I can mirror image to Streamlabs my Instagram live feed, then I can have YouTube and Instagram at the same time. So, there they are. Yes, they are. They are terribly giant, right? So that is kind of the idea of what I'm looking to do in terms of racing, and that's kind of where I'm at. So don't be surprised if y'all are watching the live stream, which there should be a live stream. It's going to be super early in the morning. We're talking probably like 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning, East Coast time. We're going to go live, and then, we'll finish up somewhere around 8:30, 9 o'clock in the morning. It's going to be a long morning. It's going to be an early morning, and we will stream as much as possible. I would say in terms of myself, you could expect me to, run about half of it. We'll get up to the castle, I think. I hope we will. And then at some point shortly thereafter, if I still have a little bit of room, I'm going to try to make it as far as I can. But don't be shocked if you see me on a bus, which will be quite an experience, right? But no matter what happens when you run these races, you always get the medal. You don't even have to run the race. If you are lucky enough to get a registration, and then all you got to do is show up, get your bib, go that morning, the race starts, you cross the start line, and then you can just instantly turn around. Some people, if they're injured or they're ill, they'll just go and they'll pick up their race swag and they won't even run the race. So, I'm not even worried about the swag part of it. But I would like to see if I could run at least to the castle, which is about 6 miles. By the time you leave Epcot, get down World Drive, through the Ticket and Transportation Center, run by the Contemporary, Bay Lake Tower, hook a left, run through the bus depot, and then hook a right, run down Main Street, take a right, and you zip out through the backside of Tomorrowland, through New Fantasyland, and then they loop you around in from the back of the castle. So then you're running towards the front of the park. You run through the center of the castle. Usually it's down the right-hand ramp that's to the right as soon as you get out of that tunnel. And that's where you get your picture. And then from there, they're going to tell you to hook a right, and you run out through Frontierland. You take a left right at the Liberty Bell and run out by like Pecos Bills and down by the water going towards Tiana's Bayou. And then when you get up right at Tiana's Bayou, you take a left and they head you out into the backstage area. And then they push you, so you follow the road down. Typically at the bottom of that hill, there's a villain's character photo. So I may stop for that depending upon my time. And then they tell you at that point you're facing where the floats are backstage for the parade. They tell you to take a right, and you follow the driveway out and around, and you go out the back gate of backstage of the Magic Kingdom. You get out to the road, you take a left, and you end up running back down to World Drive, and essentially you're on the road that's going to put the Grand Floridian on your left, the Polynesian on your left, and Shades of Green on your right. And at that point, you're just running straight back to Epcot. So in some exciting news, the co-host and the co-producer are going to be earning their Coast to Coast medal. So what does that mean? That means that they are going to come with us, and they are going to run the half marathon here at Disney World. And then a month later, in February, they are going to the West Coast, and they are going to go to Disneyland, and they are going to run the half marathon in February out at Disneyland. And that will qualify them to earn their Coast to Coast medal. Sam says she is not looking forward to the Dopey. I can tell you, I will never complete a Dopey. I am incredibly proud of you and all the other people that can complete a Dopey, because the co-producer, Megan, has talked about running a Dopey. Mrs. Squatch is actually talking about maybe attempting the full marathon Princess weekend next year. And really, judging by how good she's doing now, it really wouldn't shock me if any of those ladies could do it. Because right now they're all running a half right now anyways. So Princess 2026. And I will be there. If she does this, I will be there streaming the whole thing as a spectator. We'll go up, we'll be at the finish line, and they usually have some transportation. If not, we will happily get in a car and figure it out. We'll go up to the Magic Kingdom. They actually run through all the parks, so we'll make sure we are in every park. Hello, CG Mystic, over on my Instagram. Welcome on in. Yep. So that's where we're at, kind of with everything in terms of our run. That's when our next Disney stuff will take place. So that is January 10th. Yes. So we're going down on the 9th. We're going down late in the night. The race is on the 10th, and then on the 11th, we're actually going into a park. So if you want to catch maybe just a little bit of Disney content on the 11th, we will probably do a short stream. We're going to go, I believe it is, to Hollywood Studios. So she is doing fantastic. So that will be our plan. So if you want to catch a little Disney content on January 11th, we're going to have one day. You can come on over, hang out with us. I'm going to I'm going to try to get Instagram and a YouTube going. We'll see what happens. But Sam, that would be great. I would love to run into you again. So if you happen to be down there banging around, Sam, are you doing the Dopey in January? Is that what you're running? So on Sunday you'd be running the full marathon. Interestingly enough, this past marathon they just had, they actually changed the start time from 5 to 4:30 a.m. And I believe the statistic I saw is that race weekend, so in January, which is Friday, Saturday, Sunday, because it's a 5K, it's a half, and full marathon, they have 15,000 participants. Oh, yeah. So, Sam, I will, maybe I'll try to get a spectator ticket for that Sunday, and we'll do a little spectating early in the morning. Because that one's going to start at 4:30, and don't they give you like 5 hours to finish? So you're done around like 9:30 in the morning? Hello, Debbie. What is happening? Yeah, Sam's crazy running that Dopey, man. I'll tell you what. Yeah, maybe we can still get some spectator tickets for Sunday. That would be really cool. We could go and cheer her on. Lindsay, we land late on the 9th. We're running on the 10th. I can't imagine. We're going to go grab we got a nice dinner booked on the 10th. I don't think we have a plan to go into the park. Maybe downtown Disney if everybody has a little leg under them, but I seriously doubt it. On the 11th, though, January 11th, we'll be in Hollywood Studios. And if we're there early enough, maybe we'll see Samantha Lowe over here running. Because she's doing the Dopey, which means we may actually run into her on the 10th, too. Because she's doing every race that weekend. She's doing them all. So she'll have a bunch of hardware around her neck by the time she leaves there. Tommy Medeiros, what's happening? Hope your vacation's going well, sir. Over on Instagram, we are live here on YouTube and Instagram both. So we're trying to figure out the Instagram to see if we can make a crossover. So let's get into why we're doing Instagram. So the Instagram thing is I have always wanted to provide a first-person view that was literally from my perspective, like where my eyes are. So you can kind of do it with the gimbal, right? Yeah, and it's close. But like when you go on rides, like the camera can be a little tough to try to manage, right? Because it wants to swing wildly everywhere and it gets all kinds of crazy. But if I can make this work, I think I would pick me up a pair of Meta glasses, and then I would use those, and that would give us a great first-person view, on all the rides and everything we did. It would be like wearing these. They have a little camera in them, and like I said, those. Hey, Kyle, what's happening? Those would be a great first-person view on all the rides, and nobody's going to say boo about those. I thought about Apple Vision Pros, but they're just so bulky and awkward, and Disney's really kind of wishy-washy about them because they're probably the ideal thing to use, to be honest with you, because of the way they're set up and the software and how everything operates. But some people have had success. For a while, they were on the ban list for Disney, so you couldn't really bring them in. Then they were accepted. It's really up to the people at security that day if they want to allow you in with them or not. So I wish. Oh man, Debbie, mine. I'm trying. I'm gonna kind of try, but boy, Is it a struggle? Yep, I am on YouTube and Instagram both right now. YouTube and Instagram both. Just trying to figure out really how Instagram works. I see a lot of people I know do some really good stuff on Instagram. There's always great pictures and short videos. And man, if I can do some live stuff on Instagram, I get me some of those Meta glasses, we get a really good first person view. And that would ideally allow me to have both my hands free and probably a little bit more freedom in terms of being able to move around when we were out doing stuff. So we have tickets to go to at least one. I'm trying to get tickets to a second Christmas light display this year. We will do at least one drive-through one. We're going to see if we can hit up Roger Williams to go through their Christmas display later on. So keep your eyes open for that. That'll be good. This stream in particular is something I would like to try doing during the holiday season for Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's. And this is going to be called the Holiday Hangover Hangout. So this is where you kind of come to like detox, dry out, and unwind from everything that's crazy in the holidays. IG doesn't run in the background on the iPhone like your YouTube does. Well, that's a party fail. Yeah. So, but this is really cool. We have not done any NFL football this year. And with good reason, because the Patriots are just an abomination. So there has been zero football. Although I have been a regular, reoccurring broadcast panelist over on Pete McDevitt's channel when we do the weekly picks. So we've done that a bunch. So you can find me over there. Hello to everybody on Instagram. I see Wayne Smith just joined. Welcome on in. Make sure, if you all could, we are trying to get the Instagram rolling. So if y'all would not mind going on over and just hitting that button over on Instagram, if you have Instagram, that would be awesome. Because, like I said, we are definitely trying to build a little bit of a base there so we can start using it as an alternate platform. But yes, the Patriots are exactly like when we were kids. They are terrible. So there have been no streams of that football, but over on Pete's channel, we've been doing picks fairly regularly. You should catch us over there. Usually it's a Tuesday night for the most part. We go live at just about 8 o'clock. So make sure you go over. If you have not liked and followed that channel, go over there and do that. And you can catch me on with Pete McDevitt and a whole bunch of other knowledgeable football broadcasters every week. It's a bunch of fun. We have a bunch of laughs. There's usually a fair amount of people in the chat. And we just sit down. We pick the winners of the week. We kind of give a quick little thought about the game and each team, and then move on. And it is a fun time. It only lasts about an hour. So, let's make that happen. Let's make that happen. That's what we're talking about here. Yeah. So that's what has been really just kind of going on with us the last, couple of months here. Has been, it has been busy, super duper busy. But like to get back into streaming a little bit, kind of settle back into doing a lot of the fun stuff, which would be great, and you guys are always welcome to come along And then if there's something you want to see, make sure you kind of throw it out there in the chat. Thank you, Debbie, for dropping that. That's fantastic. Pete's a great guy. He does a lot of content. He always has something going on. His sports streams, he does a fantastic job doing play-by-play. But I got to tell you what, his Disney content is so top-notch. So, if you're here and you're a big Disney fan like I am, go over there and check out his Disney content because, boy, he certainly does a fantastic job. And actually, now that we're talking about Disney content over there, he kind of has like a Disney Hall of Fame. So people that run that are content creators, he does kind of like a Hall of Fame award, and I got a nomination. I was blown away when he told me I got it. Somebody else had reached out to me saying, "Hey, did you know you got nominated on Pete's channel for for the Disney Hall of Fame?" And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" I did. Sure enough, I did. So I am super happy about just the nomination. I don't even know if I'm going to get in, but I hope I do. That'd be really cool. Considering that we're only down there a couple of times a year, so our opportunities are limited, but hopefully the content that we bring you from in the parks, which is always live, is super top notch. We are going back in January. We have plans to go back tentatively in April. We're eyeballing definitely in August, and August is going to be something interesting that you guys are definitely going to want to chime in for and hit the subscribe button and watch, because it will be the first time that we are broadcasting live from Universal Studios. So, thanks, Debbie. I'll tell you what, I was shocked. It is very, very humbling that somebody would even think that there are at least two people out there, and I don't know how many, but that there are people that think my content is enough to be in that realm, because there are so many contributors in there that I look up to in that Hall of Fame, and a lot of the nominees that were nominated this year. So just to be talked about in that conversation is incredible. So August will be the first time that we're going to try doing some Universal stuff. So at least tentatively, that's the plan. With Epic Universe opening, that is a 750-acre theme park, 5 different lands. I mean, it is like nuts. It's out of control. We are excited. The little influencer wants to hit up Nintendo Land. So, and now that we're going to have it here in the United States, it's way easier to get there than going to the West Coast or going out to Japan. So sign me up, because that saves you a bunch of money. But we are going to try to do Universal. We will probably have at least 2 days, if not 3. So their ticket structure works weird, because right now the only people that can buy a 1-day ticket to Epic Universe are pass holders. And those tickets are, if they're not sold out now, they're selling out very fast. With that said, the only ticket package you can get is a multi-day ticket package, where you basically get to choose either 1 day or a hopper between Universal Studios and Islands of Adventure. And then you only get, no matter what ticket package you buy, you only get 1 day to Epic Universe. Now, I am going to assume that at some point, and I'm going to guess it's going to be after the first of the year in January of 2026. So we're looking at about a year from now is when you're going to see an announcement by Universal that they say, hey, you can just buy a one-day standalone ticket to Epic Universe. I think, as much as I hate it, it's a brilliant move by Universal to do what they're doing. So it does a couple of things. One, by limiting the ticket to what they're doing, it guarantees that that ticket is going to be valuable, which means they can charge more money for it. And putting it into a ticket package forces you to buy a ticket that's you're going to pay more money for whether you want to or not, right? Because you definitely want that one day. Secondly, and probably more importantly, Universal has now created crowd control. So, because you can only get essentially one day at that park, and the only way to do that is to buy multiple ticket packages, and the ticket packages are expensive. They're not cheap. They are not cheap. You get on and look, and it's a hefty bill. It is quite a hefty bill. So it's smart, because who's going to pay, if that, say, so Universal tickets work a little different. So say you go for a 2-park, 1 day per park, plus 1 day at Epic Universe ticket, that ticket right now, that ticket's riding, if I remember correctly, somewhere over $200, upwards of $300, and that's per person, right? So now, like here with us, we need 3 adult tickets. That's $1,000 a day. So if you want to go to Epic Universe more than 1 day, you better start tallying how much it's worth to you, because you're going to pay almost $1,000 a day to go just to Epic Universe. So, and I would imagine that most people are not going to do that, right? So that was a great move by them to control park population, so you're not having overcrowding. Lindsay, that is super nuts. It is super duper nuts. Like I said, I don't think that you're going to see that last a long time. I do think, however, you will see the multi-park ticket structure stay the way it is, meaning that you will always be able to find a ticket package that is one of the 2 original, or the 2 original plus a day Epic Universe. Those are always going to be available until Universal closes its doors in 100 years, right? But you could always buy, and you still can today, you can buy a 1 day, 1 park ticket to either Islands of Adventure or Universal Studios. And I do believe that a year from now, once Universal's eyeballing like the 1 year anniversary of Epic Universe, and it may be even into the spring of 2026, I think once you get around the 1 year mark, you're going to start to see them offer a 1 day, 1 park ticket that will be available for the original 2 parks and for Epic Universe. I just personally think it's going to take, it's going to take about a year or so after that park opens to get there. And I think that ticket will be, and by rights, if you look at the way theme parks structure ticketing now, it'll probably be a pretty hefty price for that, that ticket. So, that will be the most expensive 1 day park ticket that you can buy at Universal. 100% hands down, not even gonna bat an eye. But it'll be interesting to see if they also offer, because you can get currently a 1 day park to park ticket for the original 2 Universal Studios Islands of Adventure. It'll be interesting if they offer a 1 day park to park all 3, which sounds kind of nuts, but it almost makes sense. right? Universal Studios is fun. You want thrill rides that have some sort of IP theme attached to it? Great. Is it going to be immersive and storytelling like Disney World? Absolutely not. But the rides are going to be incredibly fun. I think it almost makes sense to offer a one-day multi-park ticket. You can go to all three of them if you want. Because if you are, say, a true Harry Potter fan, you just want to do Harry Potter, it kind of makes sense to have that available so you can just go park to park to park, right? And Universal really would make a killing with money on that ticket, because not only could you charge more, but if you look at the normal wait times when you go into a park, you're going to spend more time waiting around, waiting for rides, waiting for the gift shop, waiting for your food or drink, waiting to get from the original two parks, the 2 miles down the road, to Epic Universe. So it almost makes sense. You've never been to Universal. Wow. I've been a bunch. I've obviously not as much as Disney. We are definitely a Disney family here, first and foremost. It is fun. If you like thrill rides, like I love thrill rides. So going to Universal is great. The Hulk, now I have not ridden the Velocicoaster, but the Hulk roller coaster that's over there is by far my favorite roller coaster there. And it was my favorite roller coaster until Guardians of the Galaxy came out. So, hey, Hollywood Higgins, what's going on over on the IG? What's happening? But the Hulk was by far my favorite roller coaster there. And now that Guardians has come out, Guardians is hands down my favorite roller coaster. Universal's doing something interesting here, which is I believe it's their Donkey Kong roller coaster, has cars that swivel, just like Guardians of the Galaxy. So I think you're going to see them have a roller coaster that's very similar. The Celestial roller coaster looks great. It is essentially the replacement for what was Dueling Dragons, which was an awesome roller coaster at Universal. They took away to put in Hagrid's. So, and I am also very interested to see how they connect the Harry Potter lands to each other, because essentially now, in the original two parks, if you get a park-to-park ticket, you can take the Hogwarts Express from one to the other. You need a park-to-park ticket. What I want to know is, sell me on something that gets me from the original 2 miles down the road to the new Harry Potter area, the Ministry of Magic, and have it be immersive, right? So get me on a bus that has video screens instead of windows, and it acts like a Hogwarts Express to get me there. I am very curious to see if Universal takes advantage of that. And then if they do, are they monetizing it? Because I would think that you would, right? You should be able to monetize that and make a little bit of cheddar off that. Because let's face it, theme parks are in the business to make money, right? So that's what we'd be talking about there, I think. Yeah, so that's new and exciting on the theme park front. Some of the holiday stuff coming up. Hopefully you guys will be with us on the ride through the holiday lights. You guys will be up on the dashboard again. So I believe Speaking of riding along live on YouTube, I believe that in April, if we get down to Disney, we're flying. But I believe in August, it's going to be a car ride, since that's when we'll do both Disney and Universal. So we'll have a little extra time down there. We'll need a vehicle. And that would be, of course, us flipping the camera on and off every now and then, just like we had before, on our way down the coast. So that's our exciting theme park news coming up. We are trying to explore new options. If you have not already, head on over to my Instagram. It is in here somewhere in the chat. I believe if you scroll up, if one of the moderators could just post that link at the top. But go on over, subscribe to my Instagram channel. If we work things out right here, we're going to be doing a lot of first person via the Meta glasses over on Instagram, which will be, I think, a really unique take, because it's going to be more than just somebody holding a gimbal. You're actually going to be looking at what I'm looking at. So I do a lot of, like when I'm streaming, right, I got the gimbal here, but as that's going, I do a lot of looking around just to see what's going on around me, and like when we go into stores. But instead of doing that, you guys are going to just be there. It's literally going to be like you are inside my head and coming along for the ride, which I think is going to be a really neat thing to do. I think it's going to be just a cool angle, and if it really works the way I think it's going to work, I would love to start doing a little more stuff like that. Like when we go to the zoo and we're doing just a normal zoo day, but like jack-o'-lantern spectaculars and stuff like that. I think it'll be cool. We get into like some beer festivals. It'll be really cool. Debbie's going to be in Disney December 11th to the 16th. That is awesome. I am super curious as to the crowd levels. So Stephanie and I have been before, right kind of in that time frame. We've gone down a couple weekends, and we've always ended up there somewhere between December 7th and like the 11th, 12th, 13th. So kind of like that week. The few times we've done that, we have found that, I mean, it's been crowded. When we went down, the last time we were down there really at Christmas time, Stella was small. She was still in the stroller. I don't think she was about maybe one or two. And we were down there for the Osborne Family Lights. It was like one of the last years they had it. I think it might have been the last year they had it. And, the Osborne Family Light thing was crowded. But for the most part, we remember saying, the crowds weren't as terrible as what you would think they'd be at Christmas time. So I would be very curious, Debbie, when you get back, to hear how your experience was. I do find the parks are a little bit low in population now, but I guess, 50,000 people is low compared to the normal 80 that Disney was cramming in. So, yeah. So that'll be cool. And if the Instagram thing works out and I can figure out how to do the live YouTube and Instagram thing at the same time from my phone, which is my next step, because right now I'm on the computer. But if I can figure out how to do that on my phone, then I think we're going to get a lot more first person streams in. Hello, Christine Machado. Oh, that'd be great, Debbie. I'd be very interested to hear your report. I'm always looking for some sort of, data. So whether it's, seeing wait times in the park, I'm always interested really in wait times and park population. So I've studied the data, believe it or not. I've done like data analysis on a regular basis, and there is a flow to the park. There is a flow, and it really depends upon crowd level, time of day, if there's other stuff going on in the park too. So I have this whole thing, which is how we get around the parks so fast when we're down there, you know. Surf Bomb, what is happening? Hello, John. Nice to see you all there. Again, we are testing out dual streams today over on Instagram, surban3. You can find me over there. That's what we be doing. And then, of course, we're here on YouTube, live from the laptop. We're gonna try to make it work mobile. That's gonna be the next step. Now that I know I can do it on the computer, now it's the next step is to get it mobile, so I can get me some of the Meta sunglasses, and we can get some real first-person live streams in. Hello, Christina G. Oh, he was at the party last night. Oh, I bet. Parties are always busy. Stephanie and I have done the party a couple of times. We've done the Halloween and the Christmas party, both with and without Stella. Of course, now, you know, the influencer is a little bit older, so she wants to go back and do it. So that may be in the future. Obviously not this year, but next year's not out of the question. They get incredibly busy. But for as busy as they are, for as busy as those parties are, they're really not busy. Like, the wait times on rides are stupid low, especially the longer you're there. So initially, because it's a lot of little kids, right? You know, your wait times, the park's going to be packed. The wait times are long. But if you can stay and get into that third and fourth hour, the wait times for rides just like crash. And that's really the key to those parties, right? Is getting to the party and then hanging out and being able to go the distance in terms of time, you know, and staying there late, especially if you want to get on rides, right? And now where a lot of the rides have standby, you know, that's a great thing. So we did do we did get on Tron when we were there last in August, and boy, I'll tell you what, that's a great roller coaster. We did it at night, so we got like the full effect. I would say I like the roller coaster. It's a good coaster. I think for me, it's kind of a one and done, unless there is some stupid, ridiculous short wait for it. I think I would prefer to go on just a bunch of other rides than wait, you know, 2 to 3 hours in line for that roller coaster that's literally a minute long. So it's cool. The lights on it are great. The light cycle thing looks really cool. I hit up the mobility car in the back because I couldn't get my waist, believe it or not, for as round as I am, my waist would lock in, but the bars, because my calves are so big at the top, it wouldn't slide over my calf muscle, and the bar wouldn't lock in behind my knee. So, you know, who wins? Who wins what? It does go. That ride goes super quick. It is very fast. It is super fast. You know, Guardians is by far my favorite. I could ride that coaster, put it on repeat. If I never had to get off that roller coaster, I would never get off Guardians of the Galaxy. I could just ride that thing and ride it and ride it and ride it until the cows came home. I like it that much. But when I'm in the Magic Kingdom, I think I would, you know, for me personally, I think I would prefer to, instead of waiting in that line, just go and ride other rides like, you know, Big Thunder Mountain, Pirates, get me on the Jungle Cruise. So, you know, there's a bunch of other stuff that I would definitely rather go and do than waiting, I think, you know, 3 hours for a 1-minute roller coaster. But I would say this: if you go to Disney World and you have never done Tron before, you should do it. You really should. Go on it, and I would highly recommend, if you could, go on it at night, just to see it all lit up, because it is super duper cool. Yeah, so hang on. Yep. So I recommend it. Go on it once. Hey, some people like it enough where they go on it multiple times. Maybe it's your thing. Maybe that is your roller coaster. But you are going to wait a little bit. I am excited, though, to see that Disney is finally rolling out single rider lines on a couple of their major attractions. So I don't know, like, for instance, Ratatouille, right? Ratatouille, that single rider line's finally open. The sign's been up there since they opened the thing. You're actually able to get on it now. That would be something where I would go and do it. So if the wait was short enough, Stephanie and I were talking about this the other day. If the wait was short enough for all of us to go on, we'd just go hop in line. But really, if that wait for us, if that wait is more than like 35 minutes, 40 minutes at most, we're probably not waiting for it. We liked it. It was fun. But it's essentially the rat version of Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, right? Same sort of technology, same premise, except it has a Ratatouille skin on it. We prefer Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. But, we'll go on Soarin' instead. We would go to Frozen instead. So it's not that it's a bad ride, but single rider line. You tell me I can walk in that single rider line and wait 10 minutes, then you may have me. Okay, I'll go single rider, Same thing over in Hollywood Studios. Mr. Bob Newell. What's the longest I've waited in a queue? Let's see. The longest I've waited. I would have to say the longest I've ever waited in a line there is probably about an hour and 15 minutes, maybe an hour and 20. So that's about the longest I've waited. Yep. And welcome in, Bob, by the way. Nice to see you here. I would say we've been very fortunate in our lives where we've been able to go a lot. So now we're at the point where we don't wait. If the line's too long and we can't get a fast pass for it, we're just like, nope, we'll get it on another trip. I would say yes. It definitely was worth it. But this is also going back to I was, let's see, 12 or 13 years old, and it was the first time I had ever gone to Disney. So that was long time ago. So back then it was, it was worth it. You didn't mind waiting. You were a kid. I was a very either old kid or young teenager. Now as an adult, I'm like, nope. Paid too much money to be down here. I've got other things I need to do with my time. So for those of you just joining in, you go and hit up SUrban3 over on the IG. I'm going to be doing some Instagram stuff coming up. Anywho, so that's the update on what's going around here. We're going to try to get back to a regular streaming rhythm like I used to have. It has been quite a few months since I last streamed. I think the last stream I did was like the week before we were in Disney in August. And when we got down there in August, I really just needed some time off from everything, including life. So we did not stream it all in August. So it's been, we're looking at what, three, almost 4 months since we've really done any sort of streaming. But I think it's time to get back into it, and we're gonna get some stuff going. So hopefully everybody had a great holiday. I hope everybody's Thanksgiving was awesome, and you all got to see a lot of family and friends, and relax a little bit, and enjoy your time with all them people. So hopefully that worked out well for you. Hopefully you had some good food too. It's always about the food, right? So coming up in December, we'll have another one of these hangover hangouts. As of course, Christmas is, around the corner. So that will be that. And then of course, coming up in January, we will have, we'll have another one that covers New Year's. So we're going to try to do these on, we're going to try to do these after every major holiday. But with that being said, I think I'm going to wrap it up here, because we're approaching the 1 hour mark, and we're going to run because we have a tree lighting tonight that we're going to go and participate in with the local high school marching band that I've taken back to kind of giving a hand to this year. Get them hopefully squared away and on their feet. There's a short little parade and there's little lights on. We streamed it here, oh gosh, probably like 3 years ago now. We streamed the Dayton Town Lights On Festival. So just small town America doing what small town America does. It'll be fun, but there's a tiny little parade. It's like 100 yards long. Santa comes in on a Christmas train. They light up the town hall area, and it's cute. It's not very long, about an hour or so altogether. So we're gonna go do that now, and hopefully we will get a stream in here. Maybe tomorrow we'll do like a, if I can squeeze it in, we'll do like a pre-football stream. Get on here maybe like 30 minutes before all the games start and kind of run down, what's happened between Thanksgiving and tomorrow, and send everybody off on their NFL adventure for, Sunday fun day here in America's football. So, but thank you all for showing up, and make sure you go over to the Instagram. Thank you all for hitting up the Instagram, and those of you that popped in over here on my live IG feed, I appreciate y'all, and I hope to see you all back here real soon. So thank you, everybody. Look forward to hanging out and spending some more time with you as the days and months roll on. We'll have some new content for you coming out here real shortly. So